Well, welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And a little news came from the New Jersey Devils yesterday. A little topic a lot of us have been kind of wondering about for a little bit of time now. And we see the headline, Bastian Lazar assigned to IR, players recalled from Utica. New Jersey has placed forward Nathan Bastian on LTIR, retroactive to November 1st, and forward Curtis Lazar on IR, retroactive to October 27th. The Devils have recalled forwards Shane Bowers, Justin Dowling, Nolan Foote, and defenseman Nick DeSimone from Utica. Bowers has 3 points, all assists through 13 games played with Utica this season. Nolan Foote has 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points through 12 games. Justin Dowling has 2 goals and 2 assists through 6 games with Utica. Dowling also played 9 games with the Devils this season and has 1 assist. DeSimone has played 9 games with the Comets this season and has 2 points, both assists during those games. I talked about it about a week or two ago. Would we see Bastian and or Lazar put on IR? It finally happens. Now, this obviously frees up cap space for Fitz to make a move to help out the fourth line that was severely depleted, obviously, when Lazar went down, as did Bastian. The fourth line has consisted mostly of McDermott, Dowling, and Tatar. While they did okay for a stretch, it's not really an ideal fourth line, and I think it's time to see some other looks. And there's some options here now. With Bastian and Lazar on IR, like I said, there's going to be cap space freed up for Fitzy to make a trade. Fitzy was at the Bruins game in Boston last night scouting with many other scouts. A lot of people think that he might be looking to make a move sooner than later. These guys are on IR now. There will be cap space. And I'm interested to see what, especially Foote and Bowers, can possibly do with this New Jersey Devils club. I love Curtis McDermott. I've sung his praises going back to last season. I would like to see, though, one game with McDermott out of the lineup to see a fourth line comprised of Nolan Foote, Shane Bowers, and Tatar. Or if they flop someone else down there, fine. But I would like to see Bowers and Foote get a chance on that fourth line with whoever ends up there with them, just to see what they could do. These guys have been waiting to get their opportunity. It seems like it could be here now. Dowling also recalled as well, so we could see him thrown back in there. But we have seen him for a good sample size now, and I think it's time to give other guys looks just to see what we have. And I think Foote and or Bowers could be complementary pieces for the fourth line. So that's something to keep an eye on to see how that progresses. Also, Fitzy could be in the trade market, keeping an eye on that very closely as well. Our New Jersey Devils, as you all know, went to Sunrise and won back-to-back games against the defending Stanley Cup champs. And how sweet it was. Unfortunately, they fell in Tampa and they were unable to sweep the Florida road trip. But taking 2 out of 3 against the Panthers and getting 4 out of 6 points is no small feat. And this team is looking like they are trending in the right direction. Now, obviously, getting shut out for the third time in the young season is a little cause for concern, but, it is what it is. Sometimes those nights are going to happen. Hopefully they don't happen as frequently, but Vasilevsky is a world-class goaltender. It happens. And then obviously Blackwood in that Sharks game was out for revenge and played out of his mind. Even though he wasn't tested as much as I would have liked, he still had a dominant performance against the Devils. And so I'm not putting too much into it, but these New Jersey Devils are 5-2 in the last 7 games, getting 10 out of 14 possible points, which is a .714 points percentage, and you love to see it. I do believe this team is trending in the right direction, and you see in that last 7 games, like I said, the 3-0 win over Edmonton, 5-3 win over Montreal, 4-3 overtime win against the Islanders, that painful 1-0 loss to Mac Black and the Sharks, and then a pair of victories in Sunrise, 4-1 over the Panthers and 6-2 over the Panthers before ending the road trip with that 4-0 loss in Tampa. 5-2 in the last 7. Things are looking on the up and up. And the New Jersey Devils currently stand 12-7-2 with 26 points, which is a .619 points percentage. And as of this very moment, they are on pace for 102 points, which is pretty damn good by, most accounts. That's firmly in the playoffs, in my opinion. I do believe the Devils could finish higher than that, but that's just the pace they're playing at as of right now. And if the playoffs started today, the Devils would firmly be in the first wild card spot. We look at the standings, and I always sort the standings for these conversations in terms of points percentage. Because the Devils still have several games played more than every other team in the division and conference, it's not really an accurate picture to go by that. So I show the points percentage, and we look in the division. The Carolina Hurricanes, hats off to Brenda Moore and the Canes. My God, 13-4. points percentage was 765. I mean, I don't see how they could keep this up for the whole season. I do believe they're going to be a very good team. 765 is just completely insane. Followed by the Capitals, one of the surprise teams in the league this season. 13-4-1 with a points percentage of 750, and hopefully they cool off. I do believe in time our Devils could possibly leapfrog them in the standings, but they are playing some great hockey right now, and they're going to be a tough team. And come playoffs, I think they're going to be a tough out as well. And then we see the New York Rangers through 16 games, 11-4-1, 23 points, a 719 points percentage. Again, anything over 700 is just completely insane. And below them in fourth in the Metro in terms of points percentage, the Devils through 21 are 12-7-2 with 26 points, and that is a points percentage of 619. And wow. Canes, Caps, and Rangers all playing out of their minds right now, and our division is unforgiving. The Metro is arguably the best division in hockey. We look at the Atlantic. Panthers through 18, 12-5-1 for 25 points with a .694 points percentage, followed by the Leafs through 19 games, 11-6-2 for 24 points and a .632 points percentage. And Tampa Bay through 16, 9-6-1 for 19 points and a .594 points percentage. And then you look at the rest, everyone 500 or below in terms of points percentage. And if the Devils were in the Atlantic, they would be, in terms of points percentage, they'd be in third right behind Toronto and right on their heels with a chance to be number 2 right below the Panthers. Panthers are very, very up there, 694. But it just goes to show the Metro is a beast this year. But if the playoffs started today, the Devils are firmly in the first wild card spot, with the next wild card team playing far below them in terms of points percentage. But it's going to be a dogfight, guys. It is going to be an absolute dogfight. The division is super tough. And as we've seen, even bad teams, quote-unquote bad teams, on any given night are capable of winning. Every team has several very good to great players on their roster, and no one's giving away wins. And so this team really needs to buckle down, take care of business. And it's a big stretch of games coming up for our beloved New Jersey Devils. We have 4 big games before Thanksgiving Day. The first kind of checkpoint for me, I said earlier on in the season when all the doomers and the naysayers were coming out and saying, oh, the team, crying about the Devils after every loss, and oh, the team is bad and this and that. And I said, it's way too early. It's November. I'm not remotely concerned. I will give my kind of wide-reaching thoughts, comments, whatever you want to call it, on the team and the team looking forward at Thanksgiving. We are now heading into the Thanksgiving Day stretch here. 4 big games coming up. We take a look at the schedule. Thursday, the 21st, at home against the Hurricanes, and this one, I've been waiting for this one. We all know the troubles of this New Jersey Devils club on home ice at the Rock. Hopefully they find a way to get over that, because 3 of the next 4 are indeed at home at Prudential Center. Would love to see some wins there. And obviously the Hurricanes took it to us the last time we played them. My thoughts on the Hurricanes are well documented on this channel if you've been watching. I absolutely hate the Hurricanes, stemming from the 2002 first-round playoff loss at the hands of the Hurricanes, and then it hit an all-time high in the 2009 Game 7 of the first round of the playoffs, meltdown at the Rock. That's when I really started to hate the Canes, and they've just had our number for a while now, knocked us out in that glorious 22-23 season, and then obviously in the game earlier this year, we were kind of punished by them, and I'm hoping that this New Jersey Devils club, after 4 full days in between games, come out well-rested, look sharp, and they bring the pain to the Hurricanes from opening puck drop. We know the Canes are a battle-tested, gritty hockey club, and they're not going to make it easy. I hope the Devils come out, look to set the tone on home ice, really bring it to the Canes, and would love to see them jump on them early and get an early lead. Would absolutely love to see it, but that is a huge game on Thursday. It cannot be underestimated. This is a very big game and a very big test for this Devils team against the Canes. And then 2 days later, on Saturday the 23rd, the boys head a little south to D.C. to take on Ovechkin and the Capitals. And again, another tough division game. I expect this to be a war, and the same thing. The boys need to come out flying and jump on these teams early. I want to see proactive aggression, not reactive. And hopefully they can come out and just set that intensity and show these Capitals that this is not the 23-24 New Jersey Devils. The 24-25 New Jersey Devils are a new team, and I believe in them completely. Just want to see a little more consistency and a little more urgency early on in games. Capitals, another big test. And then they wrap up at home with which should be easier games based on where these teams are in the standings. But again, nothing's a gimme win, especially at the Prudential Center. Devils hosting the Predators on the 25th. I think a lot of people are shocked by the struggles of the Predators this season. They were a playoff team last year. Barry Trotz went out this summer in free agency and signed two of the biggest free agents on the market in Steven Stamkos and Marchessault. I mean, what a summer. If I was a Predators fan, I would have been super optimistic heading into the season. However, it has been an absolute nightmare for the Predators. So bad that Barry Trotz was talking about even a week ago, maybe even more than a week ago, talking about if things don't turn around soon, he's going to have to start looking at the rebuild option. I mean, my God, if I was a Predators fan, I would be beyond rejected. I mean, what a summer. They were all rejoicing. They landed Stamkos and Marchessault, and now they're just off to a horrific start, and Trotz is already talking about a rebuild. Big game for the Devils, again, at home. That one, you got to win. Again, you know I don't like using must-win, so nothing is a must-win in November, but you really should win. Absolutely, the Predators is one of those you really should win games. And then wrapping up the night before Thanksgiving on the 27th, at home again against the Blues, and the same thing applies. We're at home going into the break, a team that's struggling thus far this season. You got to win these games. You got to win these games. But the four big games for the boys before Turkey Day. Canes, Caps, Preds, Blues, three of them at home. And I would love to go 3-1 if I'm being, perfectly honest. I would love to go 3-1 in these four games. Getting 6 of 8 points, I think, should be the goal. Obviously, I want to win all four, but, I'm trying to be somewhat realistic here. I can't say we're going to win every time I look at a set of games. I can't say we're going to win them all. My expectation and hope is that we go 3-1 in these games, and I'm thinking, a split with this Canes and Caps game to start off the schedule. So win one of those, lose one, and then win the next two at home. Gets you to 3-1 for 6 of 8 points. Would love to see that happen heading into Thanksgiving. At worst case, I would settle for 5 points, which would be 2-1-1. So if they go 2-1-1, win 2, lose 1 outright, and lose 1 in overtime or the shootout, would settle for 5 of 8. But 5 out of 8 really needs to be the bottom. 5 out of 8 is 62.5% of available points, and that's a hair better than the 61.9% the Devils are currently playing at. So that has to kind of be the basement here. We have to continue to at least keep up the pace they've played at thus far and hopefully kind of improve as the season goes on. But again, big 4 games for the boys. Would love to go 3-1 for that 6 of 8 points. Obviously, I want to see 4-0, guys. I would love to see 4-0, but 3-1 is really good for 6 of 8 points. 2-1-1 for 5 points is acceptable, and we will see. I am super jacked for all of these games. I am super jacked for Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. Probably actually my favorite holiday. My family's Thanksgiving spread, I think, is my favorite of all the different holidays throughout the year. I think Thanksgiving is obviously a notch above for the foodies and the fatsos like myself. But looking forward to this next stretch of games. I might go to the Canes game. I'm not sure, but I will definitely be at one of these 3 home games before Thanksgiving. I just haven't decided or kind of looked at my schedule in depth to figure out which ones. Maybe I'll go to multiple. I don't know. But I'll be back soon. Let me know what you guys think about anything I said in this video in the comments. Let me know your predictions for this next stretch of 4 games. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. A lot of you were super skeptical with your predictions heading into before the Florida trip through the games up to Thanksgiving. And a lot of you were, doomsday, gloomy predictions. But your boys trying to keep it even keel here, trying to be sensible. And I think I've had a pretty decent pulse on the boys thus far this year, but we'll see. I'm always optimistic. I believe in this club, and it looks like the turnaround is kind of here. General Keefe is getting these guys playing the way they should. Hopefully the consistency picks up a little bit, and they take us on a deep run into May and June. I would love to see it, but I'll be back soon. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.